Today we're dropping the most common tools and hardware used in line work onto a military-grade ballistic head. During this demonstration, we're going to use a sensor used to measure football helmet impacts to test the effectiveness of wearing a hard hat versus not wearing one. By the end of this test, you'll see just how much a hard hat can protect you and why it's so important to choose the right one for the job site you're working on. In line work, we wear Class E hard hats. These hard hats are rated to protect against electrical hazards up to 20,000 volts. Type 1 protects against top impacts, while Type 2 is better for multi-directional impacts. Here we have one of our ballistics heads that we'll be testing today. I'm going to have Mr. Martin, one of our finest training specialists, ascend to the top of the pole and do our drop test with tools and hardware. The first drop test will be a washer, and then we'll try a screwdriver. In the hole. Okay, that was a 4-inch washer right there. Let's go check it out. Not too bad, just a little scuff right there. Let's take a look at the high-speed camera and see what we caught.
The accelerometer recorded 9.4 Gs of peak acceleration from the washer's impact. Velocity, measured in feet per second, represents the speed of movement during the event, while duration tells us how long the impact lasted. We can use the G-force and the weight of the washer to estimate that the impact resulted in 4.7 pounds of force while wearing a hard hat.
Let's go ahead and try the screwdriver. In the hole.
The screwdriver nicked the side of the hard hat and produced 8.3 Gs of peak acceleration. We wanted to see what kind of results we could get with direct impact, so we asked Jed to try again. The same object can have different results based on how it impacts the hard hat. Watch as the screwdriver tip lands flush this time, which results in higher acceleration and more intense velocity. The duration tells us that it's spread across the hard hat for a longer period than the first test. Next, we will test how well the hard hat protects against an insulator.
Okay, Jed, go ahead and send the insulator.
This one's gonna leave a mark.
Oh yeah.
In the hole.
Oh.
Your brain takes between 260 to 390 milliseconds to perceive and react. The insulator's impact lasted only 2 milliseconds. The insulator also caused double the peak acceleration of the screwdriver, dropped at nearly 2 feet per second.
I'm really surprised how well the hard hat took that. That was a pretty good hit. I thought it would have been worse.
Let's move on to the rigging shackle.
Rigging shackle in the hole.
Oh.
The shackle dropped at a velocity of almost 5 feet per second. That's twice as fast as the insulator, resulting in nearly 40 Gs for 3 milliseconds. For comparison, studies of football helmet impacts show that around 70 Gs is the average level associated with concussions. Although concussions depend on the rapid rotation and whiplash of the head and neck, not just linear impact.
Since that was such a big impact, we want to go ahead and take a look at the skull since we can see through the ballistic head here and see if the skull was damaged. So let's take off the hard hat. I mean, it looks pretty good. No cracks in the skull, which is kind of surprising after that impact.
Let's see how the hard hat does against the grip.
Grip in the hole.
Oh, oh, and there he goes over. That's some serious impact right there. Wow, still protected. Wow, the skull is actually moving inside the gel, but the hard hat worked as a great shock absorber. That is impressive.
The grip caused 51 Gs. That's roughly 204 pounds of force at 9.5 feet per second in a duration of 9 milliseconds. Even when the skull is protected, higher peak acceleration can still transfer significant force through the neck and the spine during impact.
Okay, we're gonna drop the bigger washer this time without a hard hat. Jed, you ready, buddy?
Let's do it.
Go ahead and send it.
All right. Good washer in the hole.
Ooh, didn't look very bad, but that was without a hard hat. Let's go take a look at what it did. All right, there's definitely some damage to the top of the gel. The skull looks intact, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little chip out of the skull.
At 11.4 Gs, the skull experienced 2 Gs more without the hard hat and caused a large cut to the top of the head.
Okay, things are getting more dangerous. We're gonna use a screwdriver with the tip down.
In the hole.
Oh, man. Let's go take a look at this.
At 20 Gs, the screwdriver was able to penetrate the skull. This amount of G-force is a few Gs less than the insulator and half the amount of force of the grip.
One thing that we need to remember is this is a military ballistic skull. The gel is like the thickness of our skin. The skull thickness is just like our skull, and how easily that was broke through without a hard hat. And it's not even that far, really, Jed. Really, in some of the workspaces we've been, way up in the air, that glanced right off the hard hat.
You're right, the first initial, when he was wearing the hard hat, just glanced right off of it, didn't it?
Yeah.
The hard hat not only protected the head, but also does an excellent job reducing the G-force impact.
Okay, so now we've seen what a sharp object can do without a hard hat. Now we're gonna go move to a blunt object. Hey, Jed, you got that shackle?
I got it right here, Mark.
Okay, buddy, go ahead and send it.
Here we go. Shackle in the hole.
Oh. Okay, without the hard hat, a blunt object, we can see there's damage to the skin, but also the skull is cracked here. We got some skin damage. You can see the bleeding that goes on the inside all the way down to the neck area. If we go back to the video where we dropped this shackle before, we can see the impact. The hard hat took the hit, compressed and released. Doesn't mean there wasn't a concussion or something like that, but this is why we wear a hard hat out here every day. Okay, here comes the shackle.
Wow.
Wow.
Looked like it split the back of the head right behind the
Yeah,
shackle there on the right side. That's something else.
dropped right in there. You know, that weighs even less than the grip does too.
Look at that right there.
Yeah. Look at the compression on the neck.
The hard hat provided substantial protection against the shackle. Without it, the skull experienced 29 additional Gs and more than double the velocity compared to when the hard hat was worn.
It's crazy to think the force that a hard hat can withstand.
Yeah. I mean, that worked like a huge shock absorber, right? It's good to think that a hard hat can really protect you.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, so we've dropped a variety of objects on this hard hat today, but remember, when you're on the job site, always build capacity for failure. Okay, Jed, it's on you, buddy.
Here we go. Can't say I've ever done this before. In the hole.
We expected the cross-arm drop to be devastating. Even with a hard hat, the impact and the weight exceeded what the ballistic head could withstand. Hard hats absorb impact to lower the acceleration on your head, but they don't make the falling object any lighter. This demonstrates why building capacity and preventative controls into your work is critical. Hard hats are an important last line of defense, but they cannot replace proper planning and hazard control. Always communicate your location, especially when working below others. Key takeaways. Line workers wear Class E hard hats. Type 1 is for top impacts only, and Type 2 is for multi-directional impacts. Using the accelerometer, we measured the peak acceleration, velocity, and the duration of each strike to the ballistic skull, and determined that the hard hats reduce peak acceleration in all cases compared to not wearing one. Although Class E hard hats can provide mitigative protection from impacts and electrical contact, building capacity for failure before work begins is the best practice to keep you and your crew safe.
For Northwest Lineman College, I'm Mark Groves. Be heard, be seen, and be safe.